my grandfather passed away in 82, and then my grandmother passed away in 83. About 11 months after he passed away, my dad decided to come home, which he's originally from Tazewell County.
Okay.
So we moved here. I was just finished the 3rd grade when we moved here.
Yeah.
Started the 4th grade in Thompson Valley Elementary School.
Okay.
So I tell everybody I'm from Tazewell.
Born in Thompson Valley, though.
But born in Thompson
Yeah,
Valley. But the first, I guess, 6, 7 years of my life, I was a Northern Virginian. But Tazewell took us in, and I've lived here ever since. I never left.
Yeah.
I've got 2 siblings, sisters. One of them lives in Florida. She moved to.
Right.
She's been living in Florida for years, and I've got another sister that moved. Her husband was in the military. When he got out, they moved to Delaware. They lived there for years, and they're living in Salem right now. They moved closer to home, but they left Tazewell. I stayed here.
Yeah.
I never.
It's something you get spread out. You know what I mean? And everybody lives their own life, but you sort of get spread out.
Yeah.
You know, families do as you go along, and everybody's got someplace they're going, something they're doing, and you get sort of spread out.
Yeah.
You know, I've sort of been blessed that my kids, I can see their houses from my porch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All but the wild child.
Yeah, yeah, and she's okay in Ohio. Ohio's it's not big enough for her.
She was always a bird that was always free.
Gee whiz. Yeah, there's a lot I could say, but she's in Ohio, and you know, one thing about her place is when she moved here in Tazewell, she said, I'll only move where I can see Mom and Dad's house. And she got 50 acres right over there on the hillside, and she could see the house we lived in from there.
Yeah.
You know, and she said, no, I want to be able to see Mom and Dad's.
Yeah.
But, you know, growing up like that, so where'd you go to high school at here in Tazewell?
Tazewell High School. Graduate 1992.
92.
They did have buses back then.
Yeah.
I rode the short bus.
Chalkboards?
Chalkboards.
Y'all had chalkboards?
Yeah, we had chalkboards.
That's something like that. I wonder when they quit using these chalkboards.
I don't know that. I think they're still there. They just don't use them anymore.
I wonder if they use the whiteboards now.
Yeah.
But most everybody using the pad now, the iPads and stuff.
I have 5 children. I have 3 biological children. My 3 are grown up. My son is married and lives in Ohio now. And my daughter, my oldest daughter, she's married. They live in Thompson Valley. Just gave me a new grandbaby. It's going on 3 months old. So our first grandchild is here, a little boy. And then my baby is 22, and she still lives at home yet. She hasn't quite left us.
Well, you got to make it uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, she just got engaged.
Did she?
She just started, she was dating this little boy, and he asked her to get married.
That's what it takes.
So
you know, you got to
hope.
You got to sit them out there. I told him, I said, first thing you do with kids, you need to go and start taking the blankets off their beds.
Yeah.
Take the blankets off. Yeah. No pillowcases, and then no pillows.
Yeah.
And then gradually get it to where they'll.
With my child, it's more or less cutting the internet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That would move them out quick.
I didn't think about that. So, yeah, or throttle it back. Yeah. That would make a good deal.
Then you know, I have the two other children. They're actually not mine and my wife's biological. They're our nieces, but we've pretty much raised them since they were born.
Right.
And almost 7 years ago, we through the courts were given custody.
How old are they now?
They're 2 girls. The oldest is 13, and the other one is 10.
Man,
I'm 51 years old, raising a 10-year-old.
The whole thing about that, 10 and 13. Woo.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, girls too are,
Lord.
You know, boys are different than girls, and a lot of people, they don't know, a lot of people don't know that now, but I'm thinking girls, there's chemicals that go on.
Yes.
And this is what happens too.
Moody.
Stuff is important, and it's hard for us to imagine, to remember that things that are important to them that you might not see as important.
Right.
And you got to say, hold on a second, you know, that does make sense.
Yeah.